to be clear, it was serious rage. Like, he brutalized my sister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And a lot of, and even though the police report is, that's Freedom of Information Act in the country, and people can kind of see some things in the police report on the internet and have, but they didn't have to see what I saw. And I have to put that out there as fact. He brutalized my sister.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't just like maybe I hit her too hard and she hit her head.
Oh, wow.
He murdered her brutally. And again, not being the Chris that I would equate with that. You know what I mean? That
right.
Yeah, I couldn't reconcile the man I just talked to a week and a half before with what I was facing when the police released the house to me. You know what I mean?
When you mean they released the house, you went inside and
at the
saw the crime scene.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not with any.
I understand. Yeah, but yeah.
And I could not reconcile what was physically there, or what we witnessed to the person that I just spoke with a week and a half. Because again, he did love Daniel very much, and all that I could really think is that if Daniel ever saw or found out what he had done to his mother, it would have broken that child. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that was going through his head. I don't know how far his thought process was even,
right.
rendering his actions at that time. Like, I don't know, he might have just been completely out of his mind.
But it happened over the course of a few days, though.
It did.
Is that? That's the story, at least.
Yeah, it is exactly what happened. My sister was killed Friday evening, between 11 and 1 a.m., and then Saturday morning, Daniel was killed, and then Chris killed himself Sunday evening. So he spent 2 full days in the house with Nancy and Daniel, not alive, which is just, again, super out of character. Not just out of character, but let's be honest, that's weird.
Well, that's insane. He's lost his mind at this point.
Right. That's not, there's no justification for that.
You're sitting in the house with your dead family that you murdered for a couple days.
Mm-hmm. And for all reasoning and from reports that we had from the office, like when I called the office, the WB, when I spoke at the office with Jen, she's like, he called, he was like trying to make a flight, like and she just kept stuttering, like trying to wrap her head, like, what the hell was he doing, like, kind of like, and he was trying to change his flight and get to the match. Like, would he think that no one knew that he did? It was just, you could kind of see where his logic was skipping in and out of reality.
Right.
I think that his default mode, as we alluded to before, was to focus on work, focus on getting the job done. Default to what he knew to do. Go to the airport, go to work, Brussels, come home, take shit. You know what I mean? Just like, because but then I think that the psychotic break that he had was still very much happening. So he was having these moments of lucidity where I have to go do these things, but then he didn't even realize that he's in the throes of a complete psychotic break. Right. You just murdered your family. It was very, and then of course that completely took over when he became suicidal, or it could have been his plan all weekend. Mm-hmm. I really don't know. I can't say whether or not that was his plan all weekend. I know that in the search engine on the computer that he had researched the quickest and easiest way to break a neck.
Really?
Yeah.
And the story was that he basically put the pull-down rack around his neck and just let go of the pull-down handle on a weight stack and just let go?
With a towel, yeah. He had a towel around the...
And even that, like...
It's not out. It's
the strength to do that, because I'm assuming to be able to break your neck, you'd need a whole stack of plates to pull it down in that position. Like, you're dealing with otherworldly,
superhuman
strength going on here.
Mm-hmm. I just thought that how strangely and grotesquely poetic that it was that he did that he killed himself by breaking his neck, which he had already done once in the ring. So it just, there had to be some thought process to that, which has always kind of eaten away at me a little bit. There had to be some kind of thought process to that he ended up going out that way after what he had done upstairs. I mean, it took time. All of what he did took time, you know.
It's not like you're just putting a gun in your mouth and going,
right.
Like, you actually would have to, like you said, construct an apparatus, you know, to figure out how to do this.
I mean, he researched it. It's just really, you know, because obviously the police took the computer and, you know, we were involved with the detectives the whole time. I mean, it was in his search history. That's just super, super weird. And then to have an odd religious aspect to it of putting my sister's Bible next to her and a Bible next to Daniel of, you know, what did you think that was going to do?
His religious involvement, as far as I know, was basically through Eddie. That's the hardest thing about this whole situation is we just don't know. You know, we don't know, and we never will know.
Yeah.
You know, like I was even saying, like this. I mean, it could be freaking demonic possession for all we know. There's no answer.
Hi, Pooh Bear. We'll be back soon, okay? We'll just be there, okay? Hey, Pooh Bear. Hey, Pooh Bear.